Hello and welcome to the Rei Sportscar Championship. This is round 6 of Season 8 and we are at the Mount Panorama circuit, Bathurst, for this sprint race. Now, Division 1 and Division 2 have been put together for this round, with the top 6 places being Division 1 drivers and the rest of the field being the Division 2 drivers. Let's go through the field here. So on pole position is the championship leader, Paquito, and actually a good round here. He will get the championship. In second place is Ross 21, with third place, a great qualifying performance, is Scannyflick. In fourth place is Charlie Fraser, with fifth place being Sig Rezo Nico. In sixth place and rounding out the Division 1 field is Yes Mate. And then as we go to the Division 2 field, the championship leader, Average Tom, he is in seventh and leading Division 2, with eighth place being Tahilbro. Ninth place there is Lewis ZGD, that's third in Division 2, with fourth in Division 2 being Way Too Many Napkins. Then it is Mayo Parasite, who we'll just look at later, with Toxic Bacon joining us after a few rounds of break. And then just behind them, we've got Drade, Janai Broad, with a fantastic little purple livery there, Cyberstrike, and Lazelle rounding out the Division 2 field. So here we are away for this Division 1 and 2 sprint race. 8 laps, but it is a 2-minute 20-second lap time, which is what Paquito got in qualifying. And we are away here in first gear. They quickly open to second gear, but it's a very close packed race. Now, whoever wins in Division 1 will get 20 points in this race, and whoever is the leader in the Division 2 class will also get 20 points for the Division 2 standings. You can see there, already Scanny is right on the back of Ross 21. Oh, and what's happened further back? Yes Mate has gone off. Yes Mate, who was at the back of the Division 1. Is this contact on his own? Or has there been an incident? We'll check in the rearview mirror. Oh no, has he gone on the grass under braking? Oh no, Yes Mate has braked. He's accelerated a little bit early, hit that outside wall, not being able to control the car, and that will send him down. Whoa, little leaf there, but in the number 12 car, that will send him back to the field. As he pirouettes around, we can see Dre, Janai, and I think Cyberstrike fighting pretty closely. No, that's actually Toxic Bacon, who's pulling off a great move on China Broad, it seems. Or was that maybe started behind in the first place? Lazelle already waking his way past Cyberstrike. Good move there as we go up the mountain. Cyberstrike about helmet around the outside? No, he fails to do so. Let's go back up front. Paquito, Ross, Scannyflick, and then it is Charlie Fraser and Sig pretty close. And then leading the Division 2 field now, going up the mountain and now going back down the mountain here, is Average Tom. You can see the Mazda Rosas do get a lot of oversteer here coming through Skyline. And the dipper, but he manages to control it there in the Sinclair car. Meanwhile, Ross is actually holding on pretty well. Oh, that's a lot of oversteer for Charlie. He controls it well, but this is a great opportunity for him to move into the podium positions. And he is going to move into third, so these two drivers do have similar ballast, although I believe Scannyflick has 1% of weight added to his car. Now the championship leader, Paquito, actually has 4% of weight added to his car and a 2% power reduction, but Charlie, their fantastic move into third place, Scanny going down to fourth, and actually Sig is now on the prowl to move up into fourth in his division. Oh, that would be one hell of a move. No, he has to obviously back out. Let's just check out Division 2. So Average Tom leading by a couple of seconds from Tahilbro. Then it's Lewis, Way Too Many Napkins, My Own Parasite, on the grass slightly, and then it is Drade and Janai are very, very close coming out of the final turn. And then Lazelle has actually got past Toxic Bacon further back. Oh, that's a bit of a dive bomb, but no, it's a third gear corner there in turn 1. So, yeah, trying to overtake there is actually a lot harder than it may seem. Then we've got Lizelle, who's got past Toxic Bacon, and then it's Cyberstrike and Yes Mate down the back of the field after his turn 1 calamity. Back up front, and Urbiquito's had a little bit of a nightmare here because Ross has closed right in here. Now Urbiquito was expected to run away with it, as he has run away with most of the season, with probably the exception of Blue Moon Bay, but that was an oval race, so it was so unpredictable. Scannyflick has actually dropped down to 5th. Let's just catch a Wolf Cola sponsored replay with that move. Also coming out of turn 1, Charlie Scanny on the grass, Sig getting the much better run, and that is how Sig moved up into 4th. And yeah, you can see that this is how Ross caught up to Paquito, so actually Ross just getting so much of a fantastic slipstream. As they got out of turn 1, maybe Paquito made a mistake there. But all looking clean and good for now. Now, if Ross can stay with the slipstream, he can probably stay with Paquito for the rest of this race. However, if Paquito is very quick going down the mountain as they do that now, then Ross may struggle to hold on. You can just see the speed differential as they went through there, but Paquito... Ooh, Ross is doing... That's fantastic stuff from Ross to actually stay with Paquito here. Only a few tenths behind. Further back, we've got Charlie and Sig pretty close. And it's a very defensive move, almost contact, and Sig may get the better exit. Meanwhile, with those two fighting, Scanny is not too far behind. Now, we're just going to have a really quick look back at the Division 2 drivers. So Alfred Tom still leading the way to Hillborough, actually, with a fantastic performance so far in 2nd. 3rd, rounding out the Division 2 podium, is Lewis, Waiting Atkins, Mayan Parasite, and then it's still Janai Broad, Drade. And what's happened to Lizelle? So here is Lizelle on board, and he's just got way too much speed going, as he approaches Skyline, and gone headfirst into that wall. Disastrous for him there. And then we can just watch the rest of them coming through the dipper. Back up front, and we do have Sig on the back of Charlie. As we go down to this very tricky chicane, it's in 3rd gear, but it's actually quite a fast turn for these Mazdas, and hence it's not that large of a braking zone. He tries it, but no, not to be, and I think Scanny is now looking to pounce and take 4th place here. You can see little Bongo Cat on the back of Sig's car. Oh, Sig's run wide. Scanny here looking for 4th place, and that is fantastic driving from him to move up into the top 4. That's a very quick lap as well there from the Brit, 2:22.6. Just a quick look further ahead, so the fastest lap of the race is a 2:19.8 held by Paquito. He's holding off from Ross for now. Charlie in 3rd, Scanny Flick in 4th, Sig in 5th. And at the back of the Division 1 field is actually Yes Mate after his poor lap 1. He is in 6th in class. Down the inside from Sig, what a move there. Great stuff, because if you don't overtake there, you're not going to be able to overtake for the rest of the sector, really. Further back, and Division 2 is a little bit more spread out. That is until we get to Janai Broad and Cyberstrike, and I think actually Drade has made a mistake. Was this recent? Oh, there's been a big incident. So Drade was about 2nd behind Janai Broad, and they go into braking. Well, Janai Broad... Oh, Toxic Bacon has clipped Drade. Janai Broad has gone off the track, and therefore Drade has just not had the grip of that. Let's actually just catch an outboard view. And you see here, I think Toxic Bacon just braked far too late. Oh yeah, that's way too late on the brake. Yeah, nothing Drade could have done about that. And in the Red Bull car, he's off the track. But yeah, really nothing he could have done. But what this has allowed is Cyberstrike to battle with Janai Broad here for what is actually 6th in Division 2. But John Everwood holding on for now. And this is now lap 3 of the 8-lap sprint race, but it is about 20 minutes. Toxic Bacon waiting for Drade, and then Yes Mate in 15th. Lizelle in 16th, who will be now looking to put in some good 2:20 something lap times. Further up front, the Iron Bruce Bunter car in the podium position, so great stuff from Charlie. But the race leaders are bumper to bumper because Ross has been able to hold on through that first sector. He almost runs into that curb and could have very easily found himself sideways across the track like Lizelle. Oh, he's hit the wall. And Paquito very aggressive on the exit of the dipper, but he has gained a few tenths there at the exit. You can see he's very, very close to the wall, and just a small mistake can cost you so much time around here. But Paquito, therefore, actually making a small mistake, and Ross is back in the slipstream as they head down the back straight. Which one of these is going to get the 20 points? Well, Ross is actually looking very, very aggressive, but is a little bit slower in the mountain section. But then with that slipstream, he does have a fantastic chance to overtake, maybe going underneath the bridge into the final turn. It is one of the heaviest braking zones, but he is not close enough this lap. Oh, what has happened here? He was having a fantastic race, and I think he's probably just hit the curb a little bit too hard here. Oh no, he's gone off the track similar to what Janai Broad did. Tried to power across the track, and that has just not worked out well, has it? When you try your best and it does not succeed, you end up spinning down and almost clipping the 150 metre board. So he will likely end up with our Division 2 race leader. Moves up into 5th place overall. Now he actually does have quite a bit of ballast as he's the Division 2 race leader. But so a 223 with his level of ballast is nothing to mess at, especially with that level of consistency. We then have Tahilbro, Way2 Natkins, Lewis and Mayan Parasite, who are, well, Lewis is near Way2 Natkins. Oh, there's been an overtake, hasn't there? So what's happened here? So Lewis was ahead, and Lewis had to defend going into the final turn. I did say this could be a prime opportunity for an overtaking zone, and that is one of the greatest moves I've seen here in Season 8 of the Rei Sportscar Championship, right around the outside of that final turn. Not too much of a slipstream there, but just got a better run out of the previous corner and sweeping around the outside. Great stuff. We then have Mayan Parasite on his own. Janai Broad and Cyberstrike are still pretty close, and then you can see Toxic Bacon has actually left Drade. So where has Drade gone? Yet again finding himself off the track. And when did he make a mistake? Was it recently? Oh, that's way too late on the brake and hit Toxic Bacon. Yeah, seems like a massive communication and maybe a little bit too much of aggression, so that has sent him around. As we go back to our battle for the lead, Paquito is still only about half a second ahead of Ross, who is setting very low 220s. These two are really pulling away, but what's happened with Sig? Sig has got past Scanny. No, that was already it. No, sorry, apologies. I saw Sig in third and got confused, but as we head back, you can see that, yeah, Paquito is doing a fantastic job of getting away here in this middle sector. And this is where Ross maybe needs to improve to be closer coming here out of Forest Elbow. We actually have 2 helicopters here. And yeah, that was a much better run there from Paquito. And you can see, yeah, just carrying a little bit more speed. Further back, Charlie Fraser has now moved into 5th place overall, not that it really matters. And this is actually, ooh, Ross has got a true, wow, an extra 7 miles per hour of speed. He goes down to the inside. No, you cannot brake that late and make the turn. We've seen so many people go off the track, and yeah, just a millimetre further braking that he would have been in the same position as Charlie, Drade and so many others. We've seen Ross really come into his own in the last couple of series, and there is a wonderful lap of 2:19.0. Yes, there was slipstream, but he's been holding on to Paquito extremely well to be able to keep that levels of slipstream. Just a quick look further back in our battle for Division 2. So, Way 2 Napkins and Lewis are fighting for the podium positions. Lewis might be able to re-overtake later on in the race. And actually, Way 2 Napkins is having to defend here into turn 1. Oh, around the outside for Lewis isn't going to work, is it? Oh my goodness, it actually might, but no, so he'll have to go for the slipstream. Oh, a little bit of weaving, probably shouldn't do any more moves. I feel like that should be the last move that Way 2 Napkins does. Lewis will have to go to the outside, surely. And he does. Way 2 Napkins realises he can't do much more than that. Lewis around the outside. Well, would you look at that? I thought we'd already seen the best overtake in the Rei Sportscar Championship this season, and Lewis does one better. Great stuff from the Hungarian. We've seen 2 overtakes around the outside here in this battle. Just a quick further back, we've got Janai Broad on the inside of Janai. Cyberstrike. Where has this happened? Oh, they've both gone off the track, so it seems as if every single car I seem to watch has a braking problem at the turn. That is how Cyberstrike has got ahead. And then Yes Mate's had another disastrous lap. He must have made a mistake. And again, yeah, maybe there's some oil down there, because cars just don't not seem to be braking. As we go up to the battle for the lead, Paquito there with no slipstream is doing 2:19.4. Ross has fallen back a little bit in that first sector, but if we go on board with him, we can just see how, because all of this section is actually full throttle here in this Mazda Rosa touring car, he will close right back up again before the dipper. But yeah, going through Skyline and dipper is where Paquito really excels. He knows how to control that Mazda. Let's just catch a wonderful view as they go underneath the bridge. They use the curb. And yeah, Paquito taking a bit tighter line. And yeah, you can just see a few more tensors being pulled out there. Mayan Parasite has managed to close in by about 2 seconds with this group fighting ahead. So this is now a three-way battle for the podium place here in Division 2. Further back, and Johnny Brazil on Cyberstrike. Lazelle currently on his own in terms of his division, but he's kind of battling with Yes Mate. So that's good fun for them. Drade in 15th, and sadly for Toxic Bacon, he has had to retire. Hopefully he can get better luck in the feature race. Just 3 laps to go as they go through the final turn. And this is still very, very close from Ross, and maybe a late last lap dive bomb could allow him to take a surprising sprint race win. We have seen Paquito lose quite a few sprint race wins on the final lap. We've even seen it at the final corner at 3 of the races at Blue Moon Bay and 1 of the Red Bull Ring wet races. Oh, I think that was major oversteer from Ross as he actually clipped the curb on the inside. Just further back, Sig not able to pull away from Scanny with that slipstream. So that's a good job from Scanny to still be battling for the podium. And with Sig going that wide, Scanny might have an opportunity, but we know just how difficult it is to overtake all the way from turn 4 to around turn 17 here at Mount Panorama. In 5th place is Charlie Fraser, but his pace is pretty good. And then Division 2 lead, Average Tom, 2nd in Division 2 to Hillbro with one of his best performances so far in the Rei Sportscar Championship. Lewis, Way 2 Napkins and Mayan Parasite all battling between 3 and 5. And what's happened to Cyberstrike? So just here at the end of lap 5, we've seen Johnny Broad try and go around the outside, and I think Cyberstriker's probably just braked a bit too late here. Yes, he has. He's missed that curve, and that corner has been tricking loads of people out. It does make some sense though, because sometimes you've got major levels of slipstream, sometimes you don't, and it's very easy to misjudge it one way or another. Speaking of which, Lazelle facing the wrong way. Still facing the wrong way. And eventually pointing the correct way. But he loses that Division 2 position to Drade MIX. Back up for Division 1 lead and the 20 points in that Division 1. It's Paquito and Ross. Now I did say that if Paquito does get some good results here, he will win the Division 1 title. That mostly relates to the feature race, especially. Now Ross is one of the championship contenders, so Ross might take some points off Paquito here. If he has a good round, he's got a great chance. That was a big cut from Paquito. He might get a time penalty. He does. He gets a 1.5 second time penalty. He used so much of the grass there coming through the dipper. But he's got that time penalty, and that might give Ross the win, but Ross there wasting a good opportunity, and he might just about lose that slipstream. He just hit the wall outside of Forest Elbow. Paquito's using the penalty straight away. He thinks this is a good opportunity to stay within the slipstream, but he's going to lose the lead with that time penalty. Ross leads here with 2 laps to go. Will Paquito stay in the slipstream? I think he will, and he does seem to have the extra pace. About 6 seconds back is Sigma Zaniko, who is now pulling away from Scani. Charlie Fraser in 5th. Average Tom and Hillbrow are actually separated by only about a second and a half, and it's only been 2/10 on that last lap. And then it is Lewis, Waiting Atkins, Mayan Parasite there, 3rd, 4th and 5th still. We haven't seen many change of positions though since Lewis got pulled away. And then it is John Abroad, Cybertrike, Yes Mate GT, just about finding his way through the dipper, but he has a time penalty of cutting the corner. And then it is Drade and Lazelle, but back up front. And has Paquito lost the slipstream? No, I think he's just about okay, but that time penalty may cost him the 20 points. He will still get 16 points for the win. So using 3rd gear there, maybe some others using 4th gear. Also for this turn, Paquito will use 2nd gear, but maybe some others are pushing very hard up the hill and using 3rd gear. You can see there, he's just on the red limit of 2nd gear, and he closes up on Ross. This has been an absolutely wonderful battle here in Division 1, even with such a small Division 1 field. Oh, Paquito running a little bit wider than he did last lap, probably trying to avoid any extra time penalty. But he will still have the slipstream coming out for his elbow unless he makes a mistake. If anything, it looks like Ross is the one who makes a mistake. Yes, he does. Paquito definitely will carry the more speed onto this back straight, and with just about, 3 minutes to go here of the sprint race, it is any one of these drivers' game. Fastest lap incoming, partially due to the slipstream, which he hasn't had so far in this race. Ross going to defend? No, he isn't. Paquito really going to play it sensibly and stick on the back and maybe try and move into that final turn. He's pushing Ross very hard. Is he going to go for the defensive move, going towards the pit lane? Yes, he does. Paquito on the outside, but no. Ross moving over, and that was well before the braking zone, so definitely nothing wrong with that. .219.2, so not the fastest lap. Probably struggled to be quick in that final sector. Ross getting a little bit on the grass. It doesn't look like there's going to be an overtake going into turn 2 though. So let's just take our focus to the Division 2 battle, with Average Tom actually now on the back of Charlie Fraser, who's in Division 1. That'll give Tom a little bit nice slipstream. Hillbrow, though, does have the fastest lap there in Division 2. Lewis is closing up very, very well, so this is good for the feature race if he can keep this pace up. Waiting Atkins and Mayan Parasite are very well matched here. And then it's Janai Broad. Cyberstrike there. That's in 7th place in Division 2. Yes Mate is 6th in Division 1. He's had a pretty disastrous race. And then it is Drade, yet again off the track, and Lazelle. But back up front, we do have Ross and Paquito. The gap is about 8/10 now. It has increased there as they've started the mountain section. And it might be too late for Paquito to actually make a move. Oh, but look how close he is. And this is a crucial mistake from the Irish driver as the Italian... Oh, it's actually gone a bit too deep. I don't think that's the best run that Paquito could have got. You can see there, Ross actually pulling away at the exit of the turn. We go down to the chase. Now, this chicane did not used to exist before. It was just a straight blast all the way to the final corner, but Paquito going down the inside into the chase. We've seen many a big crash here. We might see another, but no. Ross giving room. Paquito on the outside here with just 2 corners to go. And Ross defends very well. Oh, that's a big incident, and Ross has been pushed off the track there. Paquito completely off. Now Ross hold the lead, which is completely fair. Yeah, Paquito probably doesn't want to take the lead there with that incident. He's going on the outside for the final turn though. He still feels that this could be an opportunity, but no, Ross on the outside. No, Ross on the inside. Paquito's on the outside. Paquito's going to win the race. Paquito gets 20 points. Paquito around the outside of the final turn, and this time, for the first time in quite a few rounds, he wins a race, and this time he takes the lead at the final corner. Let's catch a replay of that. Maybe a little bit controversial with his contact. So Paquito just has more. It was not at all on purpose. It wasn't malicious in any way. Paquito just had way more apex speed. Maybe Ross was going a little bit too late anyway. And this looks like a completely fair move to me. Ross just gives a little bit too much room on the outside. Yeah, way too much room. There's a good car and a half. And there they go as they cross the Mount Panorama line. The checkered flag waves for Paquito to take the 20 points in the sprint race. Ross will be gutted. In 3rd place is Sig Reza Nico, with 4th place being Scanny Flick. Great performance from both of them. Charlie Fraser comes home in 5th in Division 1. And then in the Division 2 lead, only by about half a second, is Alfred Tom. Great performance from Tahil Bro as well here. Just about to be in 2nd in Division 2. Yeah, great stuff there with a fantastic final lap. Lewis comes home for 3rd in Division 2 with Waytoon Atkins and Mayan Parasite 4th and 5th. They've been close for the last half of the race. In 6th place in Division 2 will be Janai Broad. Had some good battling with Cyberstrike, and actually this is one of his best results in the Rei Sportscar Championship so far. Cyberstrike will come home in 7th in class. Yes Mate is actually 6th in the Division 1 class, but yeah, not at all where he would have wanted to be. We hope you've enjoyed this round of the Rei Sportscar Championship. It's a fantastic battle for the win with a last corner overtake here in these Master Road touring cars. Just watching Drade cross the line here, and then rounding out the Division 2 field and the overall field will be Lazelle. Thank you, and see you for the feature race.